And yes, we are talking about food because I didn't eat lunch. So, welcome to my channel where you never know how we're going to get started on our lives. So, thank you everyone for coming today. We're going to have an Outschool collaboration. We do have somebody else joining us. And the great thing about having a panel is we never know who's going to be here. So you have new teachers and new ideas all the time. And today, Marianne has joined me. Hey, Marianne.
Hello. Hi, Casey.
You want to introduce yourself?
Okay, so I'm Marianne, and I work for VIP Kid, and I recently started with Outschool, so I've taught 2 classes, so I'm not the expert, but happy to learn all about this, more about this virtual learning and playing games online. I think it's awesome. I think it's a good topic.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a good topic. Was it you that thought of this topic? Somebody sent it to me and I was like, that's a good idea too. So
I don't remember who it was. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Tamara. Tamara, you're welcome to jump on here. We're talking about games on Zoom. And the other day I was in an Outschool, I guess you'd say a workshop. Normally that's what we call them on VIP Kid. So I was in an Outschool workshop and she had us start off with Kahoot. You know that game? So there's like, you ask a question, there's 4 answers and the kids all have to choose an answer and then they enter it onto their device and it comes up in the classroom.
Wow.
So it's pretty neat. You have to set it up ahead of time. We're going to be using that for a fun VIP Kid trivia night coming up.
That's cool.
You enter the questions into this, you ask the students, and then everyone has a code. You don't have to have a Kahoot, what am I trying to say, like a login and everything to be a participant. You do need to have one to make the game though. So, but she said it's a great idea for teachers. I probably wouldn't use it with my babies, the little ones I teach, but if you have some older students, I think it's a great fun idea. So
yeah, it's like another outlet for VIP Kid, Yeah. I don't know if you could share screen and all that, but I guess if you hold up your phone, but.
For VIP Kid,
you mean for rewards? Or no, you're just talking about Outschool, right? Sorry.
Yeah, for Outschool. I don't know how, VIP Kid is a lot more structured.
Yeah.
Where Outschool, we get to make the lesson plans. So I would think adding those kind of games. I don't know. You might. Yeah, I don't know.
I play Connect 4 on VIP Kid with the kids, but yeah, that's different.
Right.
Yeah. So scratch that.
Ask and answer. They'd have to log in I think it would take way too long to get started to explain it all. But I guess it just depends on what level you have. So, hey, we have 5 people in the chat. Thank you all for coming. If you have a game on Zoom that you'd like to try or that you've played, please let us know. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to make a big list of different games. So you want to start with one of yours that you looked at?
Okay. So one I researched, game called Scattergories, which is an older game. So I'm sure somebody has it hanging around in their house. So this is the die it comes with, and there's different letters. And you could roll it. I'm sure there's probably a virtual way to do it as well, but you roll it and then let's say it's, M comes up. So there's different ways you could do it. You could have the kids, like a scavenger hunt, go find something that starts with the letter M, or you could also do categories where if they had paper and pencil, and because usually in Scattergories, let's say the category is, what's something easy? Okay, foods. Okay, so you try to name as many foods with the letter M as you can. Yes, milk. I don't know. That's not really a food, but whatever.
What did you say?
Yeah,
I didn't hear it. The first thing I thought it was mustard and blah.
Mustard. That's a condiment. That's not a food.
Right? Yeah.
So anyway, I thought that was cute though, because it doesn't require the teacher to maybe download something, and most of the kids are going to have paper and pencil, and it gets everybody talking and interactive. I kind of like the idea of the scavenger hunt though, because then they have to go run and find something.
Right. I think if you're working with little ones though, don't you think you as a teacher could build a list too? Like, yes. I'm thinking if you were doing animals or if you were doing, food, like you said, I think the teacher would be able to write, monkey, and all the different animals. So I think that would be an easy way.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something you'd want to have ahead of time, you know.
Yeah.
Be like, let's see, what animal starts with M? Your mind goes blank.
Or you
So-
just buy the the ABC book of animals or something.
Right, yes. So anyway, that was one. Another one, I mean, Pictionary. And I was reading, there's I think there's an app. I know it has, I don't know if Zoom, do you have it where you have the whiteboard?
Yes, you can do the whiteboard in Zoom. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can, I'm not as well versed, you know, with this, but can the students use the whiteboard? Can you give them control?
They can, yeah. I'm trying to think if I can do it here on I know how to do it in Outschool, but I don't know on this one because this is my own Zoom.
Oh, okay.
But I know in Outschool there's a section on top that says view options, and it's at the very top of your screen in Outschool, and you click on that and it says annotate, and that's how you get your whiteboard in Outschool.
And I thought, I don't know if I read somewhere where the kids, if you can give them access, or there's probably at this point, I'm sure there's some sort of website that you could pull up, you know, you just share the screen. And I think Pictionary is always fun, you know, or even charades, even if you don't have to draw it, but you have them act it out. Oh,
yeah, that's what Kim just said. Charades, great minds think alike. Good.
Yes. So
what's that sound? Was one that I had looked up. So you could have sounds. Animals just keep coming to mind, I think, because I had 2 animal classes today. But you could have a clip of the sound and ask the students what the sound is and try to have them talk about animals that way.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of senses, I don't know, this would be good for older kids. Have you ever seen where you have a picture of something and it's close up? I mean, you'd have to hold it up to the camera.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
See if they can guess what it is. Like it might be, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something that would, you know, something that has texture.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was concrete or, I don't know, golf ball, golf ball, you know, it has the little divots. Is that what it's called?
Is it backwards or is that right your way?
I can read it zoomed in.
In one of the YouTube videos I watched, the lady called it zoomed in. And like it was a flower. And so of course it was like you see the corner and then a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and they're trying to guess it and things. That's what she called it.
Yeah, that would be, good with older kids. Zoomed in.
That sound. Let's see, Pictionary. Oh man, I should not be. Where's Melissa when we need her? She does this on the screen in like 2 seconds. Or Amanda, they're so much faster.
Right.
Pictionary and Ooh. Does Scattergories have 2 T's, guys? Somebody might have to correct me.
It has 2, yes. Scattegores. You got it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
so,
good.
Kim, you have to watch my clip. I just came in from a huge rain shower, literally wringing out my clothes. So I just jumped in the shower and this is what I came out looking like.
Oh, and don't forget charades.
And charades, good. I have a Q&A class listed. It is higher order thinking questions. I made it into a game. Would that be like, would you rather? Charades.
Would you rather would be a good one too.
Would you rather? Oh man, it's just getting messier as I get down there. Maybe I'll attach it later.
Right, there you go.
So yeah, would you rather I think would be fun. So now you can make your own would you rather cards, but as many people have seen on my channel before, I bought would you rather cards from amandapandateacher.com or Amanda Panda Teacher on Etsy or Amanda Panda Teacher on Teacher Pay Teacher. So she's got a shop. I don't want to show all of her cards, but these are great. And I have 2.0 too. Like, would you rather walk outside in winter or summer, Marianne?
Summer. I mean, it's easier.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like,
getting
it's hot, but winter, I would be afraid of falling.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if it's icy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like Kelly. well, is it below freezing? Is there ice on the ground?
Oh, that's a good question.
Is there a chance it's going to warm up later?
I don't think of those things. She's such a smart thinker. So one thing I like about hers is she has a sentence stem. So why? Explain your choice. And then the stem is on the other side. I would rather walk outside because,
Oh, yeah.
So it's a great teaching tool.
Yes, I bought one of her, the questions, when you're doing conversation. Like, what did you do today? Yes.
Yeah.
I just got
core
those.
building questions. Yeah.
Yes. Because I tend to write it out. And I'm like, well, here you go. Now I don't have to write it out anymore.
Yeah. And the pictures make sense to them too.
Yes.
So I don't think we can do a live without shouting out her.
I know. That's okay.
I know. It's great.
I'm sure she doesn't mind, right?
Right. Kim said she'd rather walk out in winter. I don't know.
Well, where you live, Kim, there is no winter, really.
I'll sweat it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have another idea?
Well, let's see, I think I gave you my best ones, but
I made a list. I'm looking for my list now.
Oh, even like just a regular scavenger hunt.
That was my next one. Yeah.
Because they're so fun. I mean, and kids love to because it's a contest. Who can get back here, the fastest or whatever. And you could be more specific with older kids. You can make it more general. Just bring me something yellow. But, for younger kids, but older kids, it could be, a yellow pencil or something more specific that would be easier for them to find without taking up too much time.
Yeah. So like adjectives or using the letters, or they have to read the word, or you read a clue and they have to find it. Yeah. There's many ways you could do the scavenger hunt. That's a great one.
Right. And I know that's very general, but yeah, that was another one. Now I didn't get to look up. I know they had websites you can pull up and I guess put on the shared screen, when you share a screen of different virtual games, but I didn't get a chance to look those up. Did you look up any of those?
Not the virtual ones. That's really where I wanted to go and see some of them. But I was trying to figure out, if you did something like bingo or something that they needed their own card, you could do that and send it ahead of time. I just don't know if everybody would print it out. But I guess if you put it in your description as part of it.
Right.
I don't know, what do you guys think?
But then it's like they have to each have different cards too. They can't have the same card.
Right. So you'd have to send them multiple and then.
Yeah. Either hope they don't print out the same one or
Well,
or
really,
even
if the people wins, then.
Right. True. Or even if you did if you had a die and they roll the dice and you could do more charades that way, or there could be maybe drawing if kids like to draw.
Right.
You know how Danny does her roll the dice game? I mean, for, I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely an easy one too. They have like a list of things you do if you get the certain number.
Yes. Or it could be maybe they have to sing. You have to sing happy birthday or something that everybody would know. But each number could have a different thing.
Right. Yeah. Oh, have you played Heads Up?
That like Heads Up, 7-Up?
No, but that is what I think about too. Definitely a teacher. Heads Up is you put like a word on cards and you have to put it up. Now, this would be hard because you can see your own screen. You'd have to pretend that you don't know what it is, but you get the kids to explain
like 20 questions kind of.
Yeah, they have to explain it without giving it away. And it really helps their problem solving and their thinking. Yeah, that game, that's headbands, right?
Yeah, I have headbands.
Heads Up, you can put on your phone too. There's an app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or you could do like song lyrics and stuff like that. Yeah.
But yeah, you'd have to I guess you could okay, I'm not looking.
Yeah.
Or maybe once they get it, you could close your eyes, hold it up, and then take it off without looking. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one. Or even 20 questions. What am I? Either animal or, a food or something. And they have to ask in the form of a question. mean, kind of the
Right.
same idea, but it's funny how these games are kind of the similar, but they all have different names.
Right. Simon Says is always an easy one because
Yes,
they can act it out. It's great for brain breaks and for movements. Freeze
definitely.
games are always good.
What is it?
They can dance and freeze.
Oh,
If
yes.
they don't
Yeah.
freeze, they're out, depending on the age group. Yes, I played it in kindergarten, and yes, my kids had to sit out if they moved. Not the
Yes.
first day of school or the first week of school, but once they knew how to
Right.
play.
Yeah. It's like red light, green light,
Yeah.
you know.
Not
same
everybody
idea.
got prizes.
And they're like, I didn't move. I'm not out.
Yep. I'm like, oh, if you complain, you're out the next one too.
That's so funny.
Type the word
Um,
in the chat box privately to the student, giving clues. Oh, I see. So we could, oh, okay, give the student an idea. Neat.
oh yeah, that's true. I didn't look it up to see if people have done it, but did you ever play minute to win it games?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I'd have to think
Definitely.
about, I worked as a camp director for 3 summers. Oh my gosh, I love doing that because we'd set up little stations
Yeah.
and then they would spend, you know, a few minutes at each station and then move on.
Mhm.
Those are fun. If you could, like the one, have you seen the one where you take the Oreo cookie and you put it on your forehead and you have to try and, without using your hands, try and get it into your mouth?
Oh, wow.
It's harder than it seems. So you're just like, and these kids are like,
Oh,
you know,
that's
their facial
hilarious.
expressions are hilarious.
I saw it on a commercial not too long ago. I guess that's something people are doing in quarantine, and it's on TikTok now.
Yeah, but that would be kind of fun. I think, I mean, Minute to Win It has a host of games. I mean, the only bad thing is, you know, as parents, they'd have to have all the supplies.
Right.
But some of them aren't bad. There's one where you stack, okay, I think it's stacking pennies. So you just basically, I think you can only use one hand and then you try and stack so many pennies in a minute. Sounds easy, but I mean, it's a
Yeah.
lot of them you only use one hand or no hands or whatever.
Right. Oh,
But
that's fun.
there's plenty of games to choose from with that.
Kim said she played freeze dance with 3 and 4-year-olds. Yeah, I did it in my class almost every day. It's just brain break and get them to just be able to have fun and move around.
Yeah, definitely. Or even like if they had balloons and you set a timer and they try and keep the balloon up in the air for a minute.
Oh, that's fun.
Harder than it sounds easy, but especially if that was easy, try two at a time.
Mhm.
It's harder than it seems.
I pulled up a site, sorry. For older kids, there's a game called 5-Second Rule. Have you guys heard of that? 5-Second Rule Junior. I think it's an actual app that you can use, but the person whose turn it is has 5 seconds to call out at least 3 items that fit a topic. So you have a list of topics and they have 5 seconds to shout out 3.
Oh, I did hear that. 5 seconds doesn't seem like a lot of time.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah,
Wow.
I did hear that. Yeah.
It's at Boggle. It says Boggle is a good game to play on there.
Oh yeah, there is a Boggle app or something you can download, or if they had the game.
Right.
Even like trivia games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, if you had certain categories kind of thing, or like a Jeopardy. We used to make a Jeopardy board.
Oh, fun.
And if you made it one time, and then you come up with questions, but if you were able to reuse it, it's a lot of work initially.
Yeah.
But they could choose, different categories, and then you have the questions already, and then we just put Post-it notes over, I think over the categories. But I mean, all of these are obviously age dependent, and but you can make the categories fun. Disney characters, you can do whatever.
Or whatever lesson you're teaching.
Yes. Yeah. Colors, I mean, anything, animals. Yeah.
Kim said Mad Libs. Mad Lib games. Yeah, I bet those would be fun too. I like Mad Libs you can do it with Kinder if you stick to nouns and verbs, that kind of thing. But I like when you have older ones and they can come up with some funny adjectives and then you read the story and they're all crazy.
I was looking on Outschool. There's actually a lot of classes being taught. Well, they don't say they're using Mad Libs, but you kind of know, some say, to help them learn the parts of speech.
Yeah.
And they use it as a class, and it's like, why not? You know? I mean, so yeah, that's a good one.
Let's see if they show the picture of the zoomed in one. I want to show it to you. So, for example, you see the antlers? You would just show a little bit at a time.
Yes, it's a deer.
Yeah.
You can see the deer in the back, though.
Yeah, well, they're showing you the answer. The teacher has the answer.
Oh, gotcha.
So you let the kids know in advance so that they can decide on what they're talking about. You create guidelines, set a time limit.
Yeah. Or you give them, so many guesses.
Now, hangman is one you could use on the whiteboard to annotate. As teachers, most of us don't call it hangman anymore. I call it guess the word in my classrooms. I use the vocabulary words for VIP Kid, and the kids love it. A funny thing to do is pick a kid's name when they try to guess, and then it's like they can't guess it. It's their own name. They're like, oh.
Yeah.
I love doing that to all the older kids.
That's funny. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
So I'm guessing everybody knows how to play hangman, right?
I think so.
I would think so.
That is a fun game because it's good practice.
Yeah. What about I Spy? I mean, I've got so much going on in my background. I could tell them to I Spy and something in my background or in their room. Maybe in a picture. You could hold up Waldo, but not so much. Put it up there and I Spy. What do you guys think of I Spy?
That'd be good for younger kids. I mean,
yeah.
You know, I mean, I think it would be a little bit more of a challenge for younger kids as opposed to older kids, but.
Right. Unless you're trying to use those adjectives for the older ones.
Yeah, true. That's true. Or you could give them a clue, like not say what it is. I spy something, I don't know if you had a picture of something, I don't know if you want to use a big word like metallic-y, I don't know, and like kind of give an obscure clue, and then they have to figure out, what it is.
Right. Cool.
And you might have a couple of different options that it could be, and I don't know.
I'm trying to think of, they talk about rock, paper, scissors. I could see teaching the kids that for like turn taking maybe, but I don't know that I would.
Or tic-tac-toe. I mean, that gets old pretty quick.
There's the VIP Kid teachers that have taught that 100,000 times.
Yeah, I try to avoid it. I'm just like, I'll teach, like I just had a level 1 with the USA that had the tic-tac-toe. I'm sorry, the cross and circle.
Do you teach it as cross and circle? I say X.
I say X. I'm saying that's what they use. And even the girls like, it's an X. I'm like, right? Because the parent was there and I'm like, I don't know why they say cross and circle.
I write it in feedback. I'm like, I'm calling it an X because we're going to use that letter. This is level 1,
Right. So, but it was one of her, she was only 3, but she's really smart. I teach her and her sister. And she had never played that I know of. So, I mean, it was fun the first time, but then it's like, when like 8-year-olds want to play and you're like, all right. And that's why I'm usually like, hey, let me show you a new game. A little bit of a challenge.
What do you think of like unscrambling words? I mean, if you're doing certain categories or like we talked about adjectives or vocabulary, I don't know, sight words.
Yes.
Unscrambling would be an easy one. You could do that with
love doing that. Yes.
Any age group. That was group and grade at the same time.
Yes. Unscrambling. Would you have it, you mean like put it on the whiteboard or there?
I would use the whiteboard. Yeah.
Yeah. There might even be an app.
So, probably. One thing on the whiteboard, you can click a button on Outschool to show which student is writing. So if you let all the students write something, say, okay, everybody write an adjective, and then they all go and write, you can see which student wrote it. The only thing is every student can also see who wrote it. I kind of wish the teacher had the option of seeing it because if somebody's writing something wrong, so you'd want to use that at your discretion depending on.
Yeah. And maybe they can change that. Maybe that's something they can, change and give just the teacher.
Right.
control
That was
that.
actually something they taught in that workshop that I took for Outschool.
That's
Kim
cool.
said, I spy a verb. I spy something from the ocean. She said she uses unscramble a lot with iTutor group.
Okay. That's a good idea. Hmm.
Like I'm skipping some because some I think are not always classroom appropriate. Like, you know, the one with the dots where somebody takes a turn and then they fill in with their initial. Unless you have a good academic way for that, I don't know. I don't know how.
Right. Yeah.
Be.
I'm curious what games Kelly taught in her. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's supposed to be coming on here, so hopefully we'll see her in just a little bit. Teacher Kelly Tag, she was asked to do a birthday party. So she was trying to come up with games to play on Zoom during an Outschool class. So she had a lot to research at that time. Let's see. Wow, 11 people in the chat. Hey guys, let us know some games that you've played on Zoom or a game that you'd like to try on Zoom. If you've researched any, we've kind of been coming up with a list. Not sure what you've heard since being here, but let's see. There's a game Zoomed In where you zoom really far into a picture and let them guess. What's that sound? Pictionary, Scattergories, Charades, tons. We've been naming them.
Yeah.
Hey,
one of the games they recommend, although I don't think it would be as fun, is Sorry. Do you know that game?
I do. I wonder how you'd play it on there.
Well, so they said, okay, so one person, so like, let's say the teacher had the board. Everybody would have to have their own, dice or die, roll it, and you'd have to do all the moving. I don't know how you would display it though. You'd almost, I don't know. I guess you would have the camera zoom down on the game board. But to me, part of the fun as a child is moving your whatever you call that.
Yeah, your own pawn or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like,
I guess if you needed to work on numbers, Sorry would be a good one.
Yeah.
Right, for counting.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
There's
counting and colors. Sure. Yeah, I'm sure they're being created daily.
Yeah. To make a trivia game, there's quizmaker.com. I believe you could use that.
Yeah, I was thinking because I didn't I listed it, but then I took it off. One of my classes was how to become a Scrabble champion because I love Scrabble. And I looked it up to see if anybody else was teaching it, just curious. I only saw one other teacher offering it. And but I'm like, the only way I think you could play is like if I had the letters and they would see the letters and they have to make a word from the letters that are given, just to see it. Because my goal, I don't want to give my secrets away, but anyway, but that might be kind of fun or because Scrabble, you can't really play virtually because you don't know what letters you're going to pick out of the bag.
What if you had a group of letters already and you had a list of words you could make with the points, and then you have the kids with a pencil and then they have to try to make some words using those letters and see if they can come up with some bigger, better words. Maybe they come up with one each, or maybe you give them time to come up with 2, 3, 4 words to see if they can start using more letters.
That's a good idea. Kind of like Boggle.
I have some good ideas sometimes, Marianne.
Wow. That's a good idea, Casey. See, because I told my husband about my idea. And my idea was what you said, was to have a controlled game of Scrabble, because the idea was to help them use the words that I was going to share with them. Like, so there's 101 two-letter words, in the world or in English language anyway. And some of them, by, us, to whatever. But then there's unique ones using X or Z. Right. So, and I was also going to teach them some of the, there's Q words without U. There's only like 13 or 15. Yeah. So to have a controlled game, like what you said, I would have letters already picked out. And he's like, oh, I think you should just let them play. And I'm like, oh, so then I'm like, I wasn't sure what would be better. So.
I think you could write the letters at the top of the whiteboard or something. you know,
Yes.
or have a board with magnetic letters, but already have them ready so you know exactly what you want to do with them.
Right, because for Scrabble, you know, they all have to attach, the words have to attach, but yeah, good idea. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, Kelly.
Hello. Yes, but then they all know each other's letters. So that would be a disadvantage of doing it over Zoom, but I guess there's no other way to do it. Because in real Scrabble, you don't know what letters people
Right.
have.
Well, so the goal of, for me, the goal of the class was basically to teach them the words. And so they're kind of working together. Because I have a list of the words that they actually get to keep, that they can download. So they could actually have that paper with them. It's more of a study time. It's not like, let's see, can you think of a word that starts with X? You know, and it's like, no, it's right there. So to kind of get them used to the words was my idea.
Maybe you could play a couple times at the beginning and then at the end to see how much better they've become.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, good idea. So,
okay,
thanks.
Kelly, I'm excited to hear what you have. Even if you repeat some of ours, I think it'll be great just to, maybe I'll make a list while you're talking, because
yeah, well, actually, I've been listening to you guys, and actually, you guys got most of the ones I was going to say. So good research. Yes. So the one that was the biggest hit at the birthday party was the Scavenger Hunt that you guys were talking about. And you could play that in any class. Like you could relate it to whatever your class is. If you have a class on shapes, they could find things that are that shape, colors. So I play it in my American Girl class, and I have them find things based on what the American girls like. But then in that way, also, if kids come to class and they have a different doll that's not American Girl, they could still play. Right. But yeah, that's one that you could almost play in any class. And it was that I discovered it was such a hit at the birthday party was why I did it here. But a lot of, there's one that you guys didn't mention. Like you have a box and you have things inside the box and they have to guess. Yeah, they have to ask you questions. Is it yellow? Is it an animal? Is it this? So that was one that I also played at the birthday party.
Do you call it what's in the box?
Yeah, I only played it at the birthday party. I haven't played it at another, but I forgot what I called it.
It reminds me of like a feely box. You know, when you can't look in the box and you have to feel it. We did that in class with shapes. Like I had those tangram blocks and they would reach in and they could feel, I mean, you could say it too, like this has 3 corners, this shape has 6 sides. I don't know.
Because with the little kids, we used to sing, what's in the box? What's in the box? You know, and they're trying to guess. There's like a little song that went along with it. That's why I was asking if that's what it's called.
Did you play that one?
Me at the birthday party? Yes, I did play that one at the birthday party.
So what did you have in there?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Let's see. This was a couple months ago, so I'm trying to remember.
American Girl doll, actual stuff. I remember the little suitcase and stuff, right? Or something like that.
Yes, actually, I do have this. I use this a lot for the travel unit or unit 2 in VIP kid. I know we're talking about Outschool today. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff. But I think I just picked random things that were just around me, like a rubber duck and a stuffed animal and things like that. And then you can also tie your games, if you're doing a birthday party, tie it into what the birthday girl likes. So I asked some mom questions ahead of time. Like her favorite color was purple. Go find something purple. Her favorite animal is this. Do you have a stuffed animal of this? So if it's a birthday party, you could always tie it to the birthday girl.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Isn't it funny to say like, I just looked around me and found things. Yeah, like a rubber duck.
Yeah.
I'm looking around thinking, okay, a monster, like random stuff.
Yeah. I just happen to have an orange alligator.
Yeah. Oh, I have those.
I know. I've got a reindeer, a dog, a drum.
I have a foot.
Ew. Type in the chat something. Look around you right now. What is like the oddest thing you have around you? We want to know.
And make sure you raise your hand. Yeah. So my question is, when you did the games, did you have a certain, like, if it was something where the kids had to take turns, did you just call out a name or?
I did, yes. I try to be fair in all my classes and get to all the kids, and I try to call them in order of how they are on my screen so I don't forget anybody. If it's a game where, you know, you have to answer a question, not everybody knows the question, I have them raise their hand. I try so hard, as hard as I can, to make sure everyone gets a turn. But despite how hard I have tried twice, I've gotten bad reviews because the parent felt like I didn't like include their kid enough or something. So
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Kim said the random thing she's got around her is glitter glue. Ugh, that's like my nightmare, Kim.
Okay.
Glitter.
He's a 5-year-old though, so.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a garden teacher and I didn't do glitter.
Ugh.
They went in another classroom and did it in another classroom.
We had controlled glitter. It was over the trash can only. Like they would have their project and they sprinkle it over the trash can only. And even then it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. I used to work at Michael's craft store. I know it's dangerous. And you go home with glitter, even if you didn't sell anything with glitter that day. It's just, there's just glitter. And at Christmas, it's really bad because all the wreaths and everything have glitter. Yeah.
When I first moved back to the States, I went to Michael's and I came out of there and I'm like, oh, there's glitter everywhere. That's so funny. Cindy said, would you rather for a game? Yeah, we were just talking, well, we talked about that at the beginning. I use Amanda Panda's Would You Rather cards. Somebody told me to go, there's a good set at like Walmart, like an actual game. Like you can sift through all the cards. I guess it has a big bunch of cards. So I want to check that
I think
one
I
out.
have that game.
I think
really?
Danny has that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You know what? Can I say, so for my American Girl class on the American Girl website, they have something that it's called this or that, but it's would you rather basically. Would you do this or that? So sometimes if I have time left over after my game, I'll play that too. And then it's straight from the American Girl website. So it ties in also.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, that whole class is about playing games and I try to change them up every month. So I'm always looking for ideas.
That's
Nice.
great.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Or you know what you could do? If you had a word, if you had American Girl and then see how many words they can make from American Girl.
Oh yeah, what are those called again?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, don't mind.
Yeah, I do. My age though is 4 to 9. I know it's a wide range because it's a fun class. Okay. So the 4-year-olds might not be able to do
Okay,
that.
never mind. But I mean, if you had older kids only.
Yeah.
Or it could be a game of some sort, you know, you could have a word, whatever, like maybe it's birthday. If it was older kids, how many words can you, not that that's like an exciting game.
I always liked it as a kid because I love a challenge. You know what I mean?
Me too.
So,
or you can time them. Okay, who can come up with 10 words in, you know, a minute, 30 seconds or whatever.
I don't know, Kelly, are you a everybody wins kind of person though, aren't you? Did we talk about this?
No, I'm not at all. Okay. No, they've got to win.
On our live last time.
It was Casey, the other Casey. I remember.
That's
yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's a winner.
Yeah. We must all have trophies. That's not me. Sorry.
Me either. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I beat my level 2 kid in tic-tac-toe twice today. So he's got to figure out how to win.
I only have one that I let him win sometimes just because he gets so frustrated with himself that he needs that to feel successful and want to keep going. So he's the only one I let get away with it.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh, I think I missed this one. Spot the difference. You could cover your camera and change something behind you. Oh, that's fun. Hey, I missed some up here.
Oh.
Matching games.
Yeah, Kim.
Kim's got some good ideas.
Can I read Kim's comment? She said, Keena came in second in Kelly's class. Yeah. Her daughter came to my class. Yeah. Well, the girl who won, I give an extra point if they can actually bring an actual American Girl thing of whatever this is. So one girl like had everything American Girl. So she got most of the points. But actually, Keenan and Rebecca's little girl, Esther, both tied for second. So, yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
Nice.
Let's see. There was another one I saw up here. Oh, Cindy said you can use the stars to apples for magic or matching games.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that would be kind of virtual.
Yeah,
Like,
and you could put it on your iPad or phone, you know, because don't you make your phone a person, not a person, but I mean you.
You're saying as a participant?
A participant, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Yeah.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Well, I was just going to say, because for my book classes, I get iBooks and I share a screen. So you can plug your iPad directly into your computer and share screen straight from there. So that's what I do.
Okay. Oh, you use iBooks instead of regular books?
Yeah, it's easier. Then whenever I'm ready to read the book, I just buy it and it's there. Yeah.
I don't even know what iBooks is.
Like on
Kindle?
an iPad. Yeah,
like
on
Kindle?
an iPad, you can order books.
So you mean all of my Pout Fish books, I could be easily having it flashing up on the side? Great. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I went like, oh, didn't I think of that? So, okay, never mind. That's another topic.
Kim said Google Slides has matching games too and concentration.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be fun.
You know, I didn't even think about those two crossing over, like VIP kid games and using stars to apples and Google Slides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outschool.
That's a good idea.
Good. Well, that's all I can think of right now. What about you guys? Are we out? Kelly, you have any more? Think we got
you guys like mentioned everything I was going to say before I came on. So good research.
I was trying. I think the zoomed in one is something I hadn't thought about at all. And I think Melissa showed us it for a contest one time. I was like, oh, that's right. That's a good one too. So
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one when I was researching. I didn't play it, but I saw that one. Yeah.
So how long did you, okay, so I was curious, how long was your birthday party that you did?
It was an hour.
Oh, 1 hour. So how many games did you end up playing?
A lot. I thought I overplanned, but I planned just enough. So
I remember you said that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the girl was only turning 5. So when I was researching, there were a lot of word games that you guys mentioned, but I just kind of put those out of my mind because I had a younger girl who was a birthday girl, but you know, the Scavenger Hunt and the box, and there were some others that I don't even remember. I did this like 3 or 4 months ago in the summer. Yeah. But yeah.
That's cool that the parents thought about doing that too.
Yeah.
Because they requested it from you, right?
They did. Yeah. They just saw that I had an American Girl class and asked for a birthday party. And actually I have to go, you guys.
Yep, I think we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's all I can think of. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks.
Hanging out with us. And Marianne, Kelly, thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.